Ferrari has always thrived in the spotlight. But when the light starts to burn, it can reveal more than just ambition. It can expose cracks. This time, the pressure is not just on the drivers, it is on the pit wall, on the engineers, on the leadership itself, and at the center of it all stands Fred Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal. Facing swirling rumors, internal tension, and public frustration, the latest firestorm. A wave of speculation out of Italy that Vasseur could be on his way out. By the end of the season, the source whispers in Italian media, rumors fueled by Vasseur's contract conveniently expiring this year. And the kind of deafening silence from Ferrari's top brass that only stoked the flames. Vasseur himself did not take it lightly. Returning to the pit wall at Silverstone after missing the Austrian Grand Prix, he did not dodge the issue. He confronted it. It's some Italian media, not all. It's not about myself, I think, because this I can manage. It's more about the people of the team. To throw their name like this, I think it's just disrespectful. For them, for the family. His voice was calm, but his message was clear. Quote, "We had the case last year with the chief of aero already. We had some other names this season. I don't understand the target. Perhaps it's to give visibility to the team, but in this case, I don't see the point. Perhaps it's the only way for them to exist, but it's really hurting the team." Despite his frustration, Ferrari leadership had said nothing until now. At Silverstone, Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna finally broke the silence. He stepped up, looked the paddock in the eye, and addressed the rumors himself. Quote, "It's July. We have time. We are discussing. We're with Fred. We just had lunch together." Simple words, but behind them sat 1,000 questions. Is Fred Vasseur still Ferrari's long-term bet? Or is that lunch just another way of keeping the noise quiet before the axe falls? Vigna tried to shift the narrative back to performance. Quote, "We saw a great qualifying session. The cars are starting to become more competitive. In the end, teams grow by facing challenges, and by facing them together." But talk of unity did little to soften the reality. Silverstone was another brutal chapter in Ferrari's 2025 season. Once again, the team fell short of a podium. Once again, strategy confusion stole the spotlight. And once again, it was Lewis Hamilton left carrying the team on his shoulders. Hamilton looked heartbreakingly close to securing his first top 3 finish in red, but a post-pit stop error forced him to wrestle soft tires on a damp track. The grip was gone, the window closed, and the dream was delayed once more. His shot at Nico Hülkenberg vanished in the drizzle. P4 was all he could salvage. For teammate Charles Leclerc, it was even worse. His British Grand Prix unraveled in chaos. From a disastrous early slicks call to an empty feeling at the flag, Leclerc was blunt. Quote, "Lewis was the only positive for Ferrari on an otherwise forgettable weekend. Those are not words of a united camp. Those are the words of a driver disillusioned. And the critics are circling." Ted Kravitz of Sky Sports pulled no punches. On Ted's notebook, he dissected the Silverstone collapse. He said, quote, "Charles pitted for slicks on the formation lap, then had to change back on lap 12. Lewis struggled in the first half, got passed by Russell, then fought back. But by the time his inters were gone, so were his chances. And while Hamilton chased Hülkenberg, the Haas driver had an answer for everything, every move, every lap." Kravitz added, quote, "You could argue that the pressure on Fred Vasseur is still there heading into Spa. The decisions Ferrari made on Charles' side were not the right ones." So, with media heat intensifying and results failing to justify the faith who would come to Vasseur's defense, surprisingly, it was Toto Wolff, the Mercedes boss, the man who once fought Vasseur across the paddock, now urging Ferrari to hold the line. Speaking to Automotor under Sport during the Austrian Grand Prix, Wolff called for patience. Quote, "In Formula One, you can't buy time. You need to give senior leadership time to get on top of things." And then came the reminder. Quote, "Jean Todt joined Ferrari in 1993. They won the championship in 2000. That's 8 years. That's how it goes. It comes in cycles. Wolff did not stop there. Quote, "Look at us. I'm not enjoying a third straight year without fighting for a title. But no one is questioning whether I'm doing a good job or not. Leave Fred the space, let him structure an organization that won't grip from day one. And then, the ultimate vote of confidence." Quote, "Fred is one of the best racing managers I know. If I wasn't here, I would take Fred." That kind of praise from your fiercest rival is rare and meaningful. But back at Ferrari, the tension remains. Because even though Hamilton delivered another P4, matching his best result since joining the team, he had strong words about the car. He called it, quote, "very snappy." After running wide at Copse and struggling with balance in changing conditions, Hamilton added, quote, "It was unbelievably tricky to handle." And then he said something few expected, quote, "It's the most difficult car I've ever driven at Silverstone." That is a powerful statement from a 7-time champion, especially when you consider how many cars he has mastered over the years. Naturally, Fred Vasseur was asked about it after the race. He responded carefully, quote, "I didn't have time to discuss with Lewis about the balance. He said on the radio it was very snappy. But it was not always true," he continued. "It's very difficult to have a consistent car. That's where McLaren is much faster. Everybody is competitive for a few laps, but then the grip goes, or the pressure changes. And when you lose that window, you are struggling a lot." Vasseur also admitted that Ferrari's problems were not just mechanical, they were strategic. Quote, "The race was done on lap 1 for Charles. We made the call to pit for slicks. That was the main issue. And overtaking that was another sore point. Quote, we struggled a lot in dirty air. We're much faster after overtaking, but the damage is already done." Looking ahead, Vasseur remained focused. Quote, "Let's be focused on qualifying and the championship. But the question remains, how much time does he really have? The Belgian Grand Prix at Spa is next. A high-speed, high-pressure weekend. A proving ground. A test. One more misstep, and the calls for change may turn into demands. Because this is Ferrari, and Ferrari does not wait forever. So is Fred Vasseur's job really on the line, or is the real story about Hamilton? A legend adapting to a car he does not yet trust. A driver trying to hold a team together in the middle of turbulence. Quote, "Let me discuss with Lewis," Vasseur said. But maybe the time for discussion is already over. Maybe now it is about results. So what do you think? Is Fred Vasseur the right man to lead Ferrari into 2026? Or is all this just a smokescreen for a team still trying to find itself? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want more inside stories, strategy breakdowns, and the real voice of Formula One, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Pit Press, where every word counts, every lap matters, and F1 lives.